When I was a teenager, I was groomed by my coach. He was a really great guy, that's what everyone said and what I thought too. When I no longer had transport to get to practice or money to afford the fees, he found a solution. He lived in the same village as me, so said it would be no problem to drive me, and he found odd jobs for me to do so I could pay off my fees. He would ask me about school, my hopes for the future and my life in general. He really seemed to care about me, and it made me feel really special. I was really unhappy at home and at school, and he started to give me hugs. He said it was to cheer me up. I didn't like them. I didn't like any touch, but I tried not to react because he kept telling me it was okay. Sometimes I would flinch and he would laugh. Somehow the hugs became sexual assault and he was still laughing and smiling. I remember feeling really scared and confused. It didn't feel okay, but he was telling me it was. One time another teammate found us and they spoke for a bit. I don't remember what was said, but they ended up both laughing. I do remember the teammate though looking at me. He must have asked me something because the coach nudged me to answer, but I was frozen. The coach smiled and said I liked feeling better. I felt shame then. The teammate never mentioned it again, at least not to me. I thought if it was bad, one of them would have stopped it because I trusted them and not my own judgment. It just felt like something else I got wrong and misunderstood, and he would tell me later that it was fun for him because he knew I wouldn't understand. I wanted to see how far I would let him go, like it was a game. That made me hate myself and my brain. Like, if it worked properly, it wouldn't have happened and I didn't want to be me anymore. I didn't report it to the police at the time because I didn't understand what was happening to me was a crime. I didn't have the vocabulary or the understanding to know how or who to ask for help. The people who I looked up to, who I thought were looking after me, were the people hurting me. I trusted them completely, so all that mattered was if they said it was okay, I accepted that. I think people who report it are so brave. It must take so much courage to speak out. After it was over, I blocked out all memories of it for years. When I did start to remember again, I was asked if I would consider reporting it then. At first, I didn't believe the memories, so I thought, why would anyone else? It was only when someone else confirmed it that I started to accept it. By then anyway, the coach had died. As far as I knew, he never did it again, and that made the decision really for me, not to report it. I hope I could be brave if someone else was at risk, but I honestly don't know if I could stand up just to speak out for myself. I still feel like it was my fault.